Good morning, YouTube. It's a beautiful day. We're getting started on the fence repair. We're gonna set the concrete today. We're not gonna be able to do the actual fence boards like the plan was, but that's okay because it's getting started. And then today I'm gonna be going in and getting the brows done. You can see that they need it. Hopefully she's there today and she's okay. Second try, brows. But I really like the buxom powdered lip. And I want to try to see if drugstore brand has a powdered lip. No. Are you serious? $2.50? I might have to try one of those. I'll have to Google it. So my dad just called me. Sakura ran across the street and killed a chicken. So now I gotta pay my neighbor $20 for a chicken. The neighbor who doesn't fence in his chickens. Who just lets his chickens run free. Not super thrilled about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. She ran across the street onto his property, killed the chicken. So I got the food. You guys saw little clips. Now I gotta go home and deal with the fact that my dog's a murderer. I'm going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. My bad. Joking on the water I was drinking. You guys like this lip? Super duper on sale. I showed you guys. So what I like about Five Guys is actually, yeah, no, I'll go the freeway. So you order the fries, and I get littles. I made the mistake of getting a big one or a regular size one once because it's this size cup for a little, okay? But they fill it to the top, and then they take your bag and they just dump a whole bunch of fries in it. So I got two littles. So I got two big scoops. Like they use the actual fry scooper and just scoop more fries into your bag. So now the fries are a little bit of a mess. And I always get a little bacon cheeseburger. Very first time I went to Five Guys, I went with someone who goes there on a regular basis, and she got a little. And I know that she was trying to watch her intake. So I didn't really think anything of it until I get my burger. And I said, girl, are you serious right now? She goes, oh, I forgot you've never been there before. She goes, always order the little. Because it is huge. So I was getting me a little. And my dad hates places that there's too many options. So I went on the menu online at a time and was like, well, these are your options. He's like, I like a Whopper. So I just got him his burger all the way because it basically had everything that he wanted on it. And then I just got mine I got mine with pickles. I think I said lettuce, mustard, onions. I'm not onions, mushrooms. Because anytime I can have mushrooms on a burger, on a cheeseburger, amen, yes please. And jalapenos, because I like it spicy. So I'm really liking the way this color. It's super metallic. Doesn't look as metallic on camera right now, but it's actually really metallic. And I'm really enjoying the way that's looking. And I'm really enjoying these hot fresh fries. I get the Cajun fries, so they're seasoned. I decided to go the freeway home instead of through town and deal with all those stoplights. I just want to get home. And so yeah, let's talk about last night. Boyfriend came home. We had a conversation about what's going on with him and why he has been a little absent in this relationship. It was a good relationship, good conversation. We also had a conversation about a young lady who has been obsessed with him for a long time and continues to tell people that they are dating and make up stories about the things that they're doing. And I know there's nothing going on. Like, that's not the issue. Like, boyfriend and I, we have a solid relationship. We're good. Especially since 99% of the times, like, she's making up these stories on vacations, he's with me. So I'm not even worried about it. He and I love each other. We have a very loving relationship. And I'm not just saying that for the camera. I'm not just saying that. We do. There's nobody else I'd rather be with, and I know there's nobody else he'd rather be with. But this girl and I used to work together. So it was causing problems for me at work because she was causing problems for me at work. And that's the part that I didn't appreciate. You know, I tell him all the time that he is better looking than he thinks he is. He's very sweet. He's intelligent. Like, women want him. And he thinks I'm absolutely out of my mind when I say that women want him. But I have people at work giving me a hard time about the situation and mocking me. And he was like, you know, they're talking about me. I said, no, they're not really talking about you. They're talking about me. That's my problem that I have. And that you're still friends with this person. And this is, unfortunately, and as crazy as this is not the first time he has had to speak with her about her delusions of them being in a relationship. I guess he thought he had squashed it before. And I try not to be a super jealous person. I try not to demand and regulate who he can speak to, who he can't speak to, and who he can be friends with and who he can't be friends with. I'm not that kind of person because I expect the same courtesy, because I was friends with someone who I've been out on dates with, and he was my school mentor. I mean, like a year or two after trying to date, we were just friends because, you know, the timing was never right. And while he didn't like him, not in the fact that he liked me and was still had feelings for me, he didn't like him in the fact that the way he went about our timing not being right, because for the most part it was just him blowing me off and me giving him a bunch of chances, and that part is where he was angry at. But at the same time knew that the help that I needed for school, the friend was the one that could help me and not the boyfriend. So he had to suck up his anger towards the way the guy treated me when we were because I ran all the rules for when we were just in a platonic relationship. And so he gave me that courtesy. I give him that courtesy. Like, that's the kind of relationship that we have. The trust is there. I know nothing's happening between him and Crazy Girl. But the fact that even after all these years, she is still telling people they're in a relationship. And he was like, you know, I'll get her off my Facebook. He goes, heck, I'll get rid of my Facebook. I don't even really use Facebook. You know, it means nothing to me. It obviously means more to you. I'm like, it's because they use that kind of stuff to mock me. And he's like, you know, at the same time, I don't want to get rid of my Facebook. He's like, because that's how I know you're mad at me. Because he posts a lot of vague things on Facebook that I know are for me. And I'm like, yeah, because sometimes you're not, you know, available to actually hear my anger towards you and my irritations. So, since I know that you Facebook stalk me, post. He like checks my Facebook like once or twice a day. I learned that a while back because I made a post about something. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to talk to him about it. I'm just going to make a post to my friends on Facebook. You know, my friends on Facebook can help me with the situation. And when he called me that night, he asked me, well, you know, how did this situation turn out after you did this and dealt with that? So, and I didn't bring it up to him. And I'm like, you stalking me on Facebook? Is that what's happening? You Facebook stalking me? Like, and he actually, I shared a post that I wanted another friend to read, and I wanted another friend to try to take the message in. And it was also in relation to a past relationship when, you know, I've had a lot of bad relationships, but in regards to a past relationship. And he thought it was specifically about him. And he was like, you know, this has really been bothering me. You posted this on Facebook. And it'd been a couple days since I posted it. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're just not bringing this up. Second of all, it has nothing to do with us. This has to do with, I want another person to read and kind of hear these words, and two, past relationship. He was like, oh, thank God. I'm like, the minute it started bothering you, you should have come to me. You should have talked to me about it. But whatevs. Okay. So, on to happier, stressful things. January 7th, I start my first class, you guys. I'll have my first class, I have one class. And then for the next 3 terms, I have 2 classes. And then the next 2.5 years, it's 1 class a term. And then I have the 2 residencies I have to take while going through a term. And I'm just like freaking out, y'all. Just freaking out. Like, I'm trying to make sure I have enough for finances. And as of right now, it's going to cost just base. And like, so my boyfriend was trying to sit down and we were trying to go over it last night. Because I was like, it's going to cost like $150,000 to $200,000 to get my doctorate. And it was like, how? And I'm like, just for base classes alone, just the base class cost alone is $21,000 a year. That is, with overtime, a third of my yearly income. And it's scary to think that I'm gonna have to do overtime just to pay for classes. And I'm not back to work yet. It's all pretty scary, honestly. And he was like, well, how is it going to cost? He goes, 3.5 years at 21 grand is not $200,000. And I'm like, I understand that because it's 3.5 years. So, you know, that's what, 60, 70, 70 grand. Just for the base classes. I said, you still have the cost of, books. You know, I don't think that books are included in tuition like they were at my last school. Because my last school, books were shipped out automatically. You had your books. I was like, plus I had to take 2 4-day residencies at a campus that's offering the class. I was like, so I don't know where in the US I have to fly to. So I have to have plane tickets. I have to have lodging. I have to have money to eat. So all of that. And that's not covered by my financial aid. So it's actually pretty scary and exciting at the same time, because I don't usually travel alone, and I'm gonna have to travel alone for school. And it's like traveling alone. My best friend Stacy, depending on when, you know, she might be able to travel at least once with me, so that I'm not by myself, and like, you know, she'll just figure out something to do during the day while I'm in, you know, my class and whatever, and then we'll go explore the city or town at night. So, and she's like, I'll only have to burn 2 days, because it's Thursday through Sunday, and she has Saturday, Sundays off, so she'd have to burn Thursday, Friday, because we'd fly out late Wednesday night or whatever, you know, we'd make it work. And just to know that I have someone willing to go with me, and she's my main support. She's my biggest cheerleader. I think my parents are, dang, look, a tiny little hangnail just turned into that big ass, darn it. I'll get clippers when I'm at home. I think my parents are worried how I'm gonna handle it financially. Well, the goal is, since I have my master's now, to get a job working in the field, which will pay a little bit better than what I'm getting paid now, and then eventually with the doctorate, it's gonna open so many more doors, and I'm gonna live the life I want to live. And then I won't feel as stressed about student loans. So that's the goal. It's always the goal. All right. I've been gone for almost 2 hours. It's always crazy because, like, you have an appointment at a certain time, and then you factor in drive time, and then any other stops that you have to make. Because I left about 10:30, and it is, well, okay, so hour and a half. You know, so not too bad. But ooh, let's see. Is there still chicken feathers everywhere? I don't know. The neighbor must have cleaned it up. I don't see chicken feathers and blood everywhere. Like the supposed massacre that my dog caused. So we'll see. Not bad, not bad. And that's all that's left. I tell you to leave those chickens alone. I get about 3 weeks out of a filter. So the boyfriend called a little bit ago, and he wanted to meet in Tacoma, and I told him I didn't feel like driving, so he's just coming home. I just don't feel like it. So I'm gonna call it a night. I ordered some food to go with our steaks, a little surf and turf, you know, that's what I want to eat. That's what I want to have for dinner. So, see you guys next time. Bye.